Welcome back, Josie Sports Nation fans, the Outlaws. If you're here for the first time, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you can see when my videos are coming out. For the old Outlaws, welcome you back. I wanted to talk about this subject real quick about Kevin Durant's mom goes off on Stephen A. Smith after a controversial comment about her son. And I want to talk about the hypocrisy, the double standard when it comes to male fathers of athletes opposed to females who get praised all the time. They get praised for a lot of their bad behavior. These kids crying out to their mom like, "Mom, I love you, and I'm going to make sure you're good." And then the women always, when they raise their child, they raise them in their image, the way they want a man to be. But they're single, and I really wanted to talk about this. But real quickly, I'm gonna play a video of what Stephen A. Smith said, and then I will give you my 2 cents after that.
Especially if Golden State wins and Brooklyn doesn't win. With all of this stuff that went on this year, that is going to look at his choice to join with Kyrie Irving and depart from Steph Curry as opposed to staying with Steph Curry. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right. When KD tweeted and said it was egregious for me to say that on NBA Today with Malika and Shanae is when I said it. I'm saying I tweeted back. You're absolutely right. It is egregious. It's unfair. It ain't right. You deserve better.
Okay, so Stephen A., that was you on NBA Countdown Saturday. In response, Katie took to Twitter saying this: Steve, since you decided to use ESPN to push your personal agendas, I'm sure your minions will run with this story for you, but if you believe this is what my career is defined by, then you're just a flat-out hater. It's going to be hard to box the god in. Big perk back here with us. Kendrick, good to see you. Stephen A., what's your reaction?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, it wasn't just him that said something. His mother, I call her Mama Durant affectionately, Wanda Durant, clapped back at me as well. Let me say this about Wanda Durant. I love that woman. She's one of the most special people that I've ever encountered in the NBA, and I love the NBA moms, and they all know that. You can say whatever you want to me, about me, to my face, on Twitter, whatever the case may be. I'm going to do nothing but show you the utmost love and respect and deference because that's how I genuinely feel about you.
So this is my problem. Stephen A. Smith has a job to do, and these big industries like Disney, they pay him to talk about the sport. He's not talking about Kevin Durant personally, if what he's doing outside, like it was TMZ. He's not doing that. He's talking about sports right now, and it's his opinion. It's an opinionated show. This is just the way it is, and if he's a hot topic, they're going to talk about it. Now, what Stephen A. Now Kevin Durant, very sensitive guy. Think about it. He was raised with a single mother. This is the story of Black America. Oh, I've been raised with a single mama. He almost act like his mom, and that's one thing I don't like about when and not all people, but most, maybe some, but most men, they start acting like their mother. That's all they're around. They act like females, but they'll be huge. They'll be 7 foot guys, guys who's 250 muscular. It's the worst thing in the world to do is have a man act like a woman because you can watch a woman fight. I always say this all the time because really nobody's gonna get hurt. They hit each other 1,000 times. When a man hit another man, they would knock him out. They can kill him. But if a man acts like a female, that's the most scariest thing in the world because they can actually hurt people. Now Kevin Durant, again, he is very sensitive. Very sensitive. He hates the media. Meanwhile, you wanted to play basketball. This is what you signed up for. This is what it is. And the owners pay the media to project their business into the world. It's like no one cares about basketball if it's just basketball. There has to be a storyline behind it. That's why these other players don't make money because there's nothing behind you. It's like the Kardashian effect or Kanye. Like you have to be a name where people care about your life. They're not going to stop doing what they're doing to see you if you ain't talking to the media, if you ain't talking to people. It's just what it is. But anyway, Wanda Durant, she has a interesting story, and yeah, she claps back at Stephen A. Smith, and I want to ask: is this a double standard? Because LeVar Ball been doing this when people talk about his kids, and they say, "Stay out of grown folks' business. Let your kids grow up." Did Wanda let his kid grow up? No, she was living with him for years. For years, she was living with him. She claps back at everybody talk about him. She has no identity outside of those kids. Now, obviously, Mama came out with the purse. Mama came out and say, "I gotta save my son. You can't be talking about my son." And this is what she said on Twitter.
You at it again with your limited thinking negative narrative baby comments. When will you show up better? More importantly, when will we grow tired of this foolishness?
Then Stephen A. Smith says, "Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Man, get out of here. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous at a highest degree." You go at Kevin Durant hard. And basically, Stephen A. Smith was saying, "Okay, stop the BS. Religiously, I've been on the record calling you the best player in the world. This is not about your game, and you know it. We all know you're great and you're a champion. We will celebrate that forever when you're done playing. But right now, you are playing. Chapters are still being written. You're measured by what takes place in the moment. And with all the stuff that's going on with Kyrie, if y'all don't win, but Steph does, the narrative in a lot of folks' eyes is that you left Steph Curry to join him in Brooklyn. Period. I don't wish it. I'm not rooting for it. I'm just calling it like I see it. And also based on what we've seen folks do for years. None of us get to control the narrative. We just have to call it what it is. I meant no disrespect to you, and you'll damn well know it. I'm simply pointing out that you have to win, or else there's going to be a narrative that you don't like. The Nets are your team. Folks will look to you. That's what comes along with greatness. You want to go back and forth. We can do that, but it ain't necessary. You know exactly what I mean. And if you're confused, you know my number. The last thing I am is hard to find. Now, that was Stephen A. Smith. I enjoyed that take. I believe that's what I say about these athletes. Stop being so sensitive. This is just a sport. You get living in the millionaire mansions, and this is what you chose to do. So you got to get what you get. This ain't about the love of basketball. No, 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 no. If you want people's money, if you want to live this legacy, if you want to be the next Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, you have to deal with the criticism. Now, back to his mother. I don't like it. Stay out of the grown man's business. This is his job. Can you imagine if he had a problem at a job and the mom calls the job and say, "You need to stop messing with my son"? This is what this sounds like. This needs to stop. And if you're going to celebrate her, you need to celebrate LeVar Ball and the rest of the men who's in these kids' lives. Now, they always want to make the narrative because Kevin Durant's father was actually in his life. They make it like he left the family and he never came back. Well, Kevin Durant's father, his name is Wayne Pratt, and he's been in pictures. He's been around. Yes, he left the he left his mother, and they struggled. But around the time 10 years later, he was in his life, and he's still in his life to this day. He's there, but they won't show him on ESPN because that's not the narrative, and that's what I don't like. So let's talk about that. So my question is there a double standard when it comes to men raising their child as athletes and women? Make a comment below. I would love to hear what you got to say, and I'll see you on the next video.